Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the berserker role. Well, you all know the rules. We're going to ask, is it balanced, is it fun, and does it fit the vibe of that game? Before we talk about the berserker role, we need to talk about the Juggernaut. In Town of Salem 1, the Covenant and the expansion brought in, well, the Plague Bear, which we talked about yesterday, and they brought in the Juggernaut. And the Juggernaut works very differently from Berserker, even though they're both essentially the same role. Let me explain. Juggernaut and Berserker both have the same Night 1 conditions. Can't do jack. You are basically sitting there and you are waiting. Now, the main difference between Juggernaut and Berserker is part of a team, Juggernaut is not. Juggernaut is a solo, well, role. You have defense, and you basically kill Knight 2. If you don't kill Knight 2, you have to wait till Knight 4. But kill Knight 2, kill Knight 3, you gain the ability to rampage. Kill Knight 4, you gain the ability to ignore defense. And basically, killing Knight 5, I think, I don't remember. There's like something to it. It's a little different. And Berserker is part of a team. Now, Berserker, thanks to the November-December... I really should look up when that stupid anti-apocalypse update was, but it was basically a very, in my opinion, infamous update that turned the Berserker role into a less of a challenge. No, not less of a challenge. Less of a threat to town update, which I don't think is great, but that's just my personal opinion. Regardless, Berserker has two abilities that makes it different than the other apocalypse. The first ability is it will always show innocent to sheriff. That is just a great addition to Berserker. Second thing is it basically has similar attacking styles to the Juggernaut, but it's not the Juggernaut. What do I mean? Night 1, you don't do anything. Night 2, you attack. Night 3, you beget rampage. Night 4, you turn into war. That's pretty much how it works. Now, let's talk about, is it balanced? And yes, it is extremely balanced. Don't get me wrong. A weak Night 1 kind of sucks. But then you pretty much start attacking according to a certain pattern. And that pattern basically evolves it from being a attacker to being a threat. Unlike SK, Werewolf, Arsonist, and Shroud, you just become a bigger threat to the individual townie. Don't get me wrong, NKs have their own special place in the game, but Berserker works very differently because it has an actual upgrade. Now, you can claim that Arsonist also has a similar upgrade because at some point it becomes a threat for the entire town like Berserker, aka War, does, but it doesn't really have a problem with how it interacts with the other roles. Now, I want to mention one extreme weakness that Berserker has, and that is the Trickster. Trickster basically has the ability to both halt you from attacking one night, meaning your kill rampage is going to not get its numbers up, which Berserker wants, and it gets a powerful attack, which is extremely useful for Trickster, because if a Trickster suspects that you are evil, they can kill you. Powerful attack is incredible. Now, let's talk about, is it fun? You're driving blind. There is no way around it. You are definitely driving blind in the entire game, except for one thing that sets you apart from other killers. You have the potential to have a team. And having a team is a difference between being a solo loser and being a macho winner. Because the moment you have a team, you are basically, in the end, you can coordinate certain things. Let's say you know that your soul collector is claiming Trapper, and both of you can coordinate, okay, I'm going to claim Cleric, right? Soul collector says, okay, I trapped 8. It was triggered by a Cleric. Let's say there is a Cleric in the game. You can basically say, oh, that Cleric went, not the Berserker. I only saw a Cleric, the Berserker stole the role. Like, you can so play around with it. Having a team is a difference between being weak and being powerful. Now, don't get me wrong. Just because you can have a team doesn't mean that it's all fair, because most of the time You're not going to have a team because your team is basically going to be gone by day 3. Your baker's going to get caught by the spy. Your soul collector's going to get caught by the witch. It's all in the family, you know? But if you feel like somebody is pushing you, you can kill them. As berserker, having killing power is incredible. You're getting the game going while having the ability to remove obstacles. Now, let's talk about the last piece. Does it fit the vibe of the game? Like I said yesterday about Plague Bearer, I'm going to say the same thing about Berserker. Yes, you influence the game, so you're interacting with the game. Killing is good. Having good killing power is even better. Now, would I change the role a little bit? Yes. The only way I would really change it is giving it Night 2 basic attack and not powerful. Night 3 giving it powerful and rampage, so that, you know... Okay, let me restart that. Night 1, you don't attack. Night 2, you attack, you gain powerful. Night 3, you gain rampage. Night 4, you turn into war. That's how I think the order should be. I think that nerf wouldn't change it that much, but it would, you know, balance it out a little bit. That nerf, I think, would make Berserker a lot more interesting, because I think it should have the ability to attack every night, but it should only up its attack after killing once. I think that's fair. Now back to talking about does it fit the vibe of the game, because there are things I forgot to say that I wanted to say. It has really good killing power. And while you still live in fear of being discovered because every killing roll can be discovered, your fake claim is on a different level because you can just kill people who sus you. Yes, you seem a little sus, but it's a lot easier to remove sus from people who don't sus you than to remove sus from people who do sus you. Let me explain. I'm number 10, I'm Berserker. Number 1 thinks I'm a killer. He's like, 10's a killer. He's locked eyes on you. I've been in that place because I've done it before and I've been right. And I've been in the place of a killer who I just could not get somebody off of me. That's called having your tunnel vision tunneled. You are just seeing 10. And if you're going to be on 10's eyesight, you can't do anything to get them off. There's just nothing you can do. Which is why you gotta get rid of them. Any means possible. Trust me. You do not want to be in place when he managed to convince the entire town to turn you into the punching bag of the town. Now, your only weakness is going to be werewolf, veteran, and trickster. Every other role is negotiable. Like you can say, oh, vigilante shot you and you had defense. Okay, so what? Well, if you have defense, I forgot to mention. If you don't have defense, you know, sucks to suck, but it is what it is. Town protectives are not a problem to you. Just because that you are stopped by a town protective, yeah, it pauses you from killing, but nobody gets that charge. You're basically just waiting to kill. And surprisingly, you're not afraid of TIs. I don't know why. I honestly do not understand why as Berserker, not just me, but pretty much this is something I've seen other players also feel. They just don't fear TIs. Investigator, who cares? Lookout, so what? Oh, the tracker tracked me? Okay, I'm just going to disprove it. Like, you have this attitude that you just don't fear TIs. I don't know why. If anybody can explain that to me in the comments, I would love an explanation. But I just can't explain why Berserker just doesn't fear TI. Maybe because you're part of a team, then you live a little differently than other killers, because I think it's the same as a Coven. You know, Coven killer is like, okay, I get caught, so what? I don't know. It feels even different than that because you're not like passing a book around. I just can't explain it. It is what it is. And yeah, that's about it.